Blake Shelton shares favorite collaborations on For Recreational Use Only exclusive. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Blake Shelton couldn't resist the Oklahoma-born Swan brothers when they tried out for The Voice in 2013. 12 years later, their bond is stronger than ever. Zach and Colton Swan sometimes play Shelton's Old Red Bar and Restaurants, a chain that's grown to 5 locations. However, Shelton also has the men on speed dial while working on a new album. The Swan brothers wrote the title track, Body Language, for Shelton's last album, and they have song 9, All of My Love, on Shelton's new album. His 12th song For Recreational Use Only will be available May 9. It's also the only co-writing credit Shelton has on the album. They are such, first of all, I started to call them great kids, Shelton said. I think Zach just turned 40, but they're kids to me. Shelton will never forget the first time he met the brothers. They grew up a couple of counties over from him in Oklahoma, and he felt like he'd known the Swans his entire life. Blake Shelton. The Swan brothers are just good dudes and super talented. I think probably everybody feels that way about those guys when they meet them. No matter where you're from, Shelton said. They're just good dudes and super talented. I don't know if you've ever seen the Swan play live, but they're just so talented they can play anything. Put any instrument in front of either one of them, and they can play it. So when the Swan brothers sent him All of My Love, Shelton paid attention. He loved the song, spent a little bit of time working on the bridge, and forgot about it. Then they texted him and asked if they could post a clip of them singing All of My Love on Instagram. I went, oh my God, I forgot about that song, Shelton said. It's been a while. And I said, no, don't post that. I'm going to cut that. A few weeks later, Shelton was in the recording studio with his longtime producer, Scott Hendricks, and shared the lyrics with him. I said, hey, we're going to cut this today, Shelton said. We worked it up, and I think it fits well with the record. It's really the only kind of straight-up love song that we have on the album. The Swans love Shelton more than he likes their love song. Blake Shelton turned his chair for us over a decade ago, and he has been in our corner ever since, Zach Swan said. We have developed a great friendship, and he is a huge part of our career. Proud to be a small part of this record. Let's hear it for the Okies. Colton Swan added, Blake Shelton has one of the most recognizable, iconic voices across all genres, especially in country music. To have a small part in any aspect of his creative process is without a doubt a huge honor, but it's an even greater joy to call him a friend. Blake Shelton promises John Anderson he didn't forget about him. The Swan brothers aren't the only artists Shelton adores who are a part of For Recreational Use Only. Craig Morgan is a featured artist on Heaven Sweet Home. John Anderson is on the last track, Years. Years was released initially by Anderson. Lady as Charles Kelly co-wrote Hangin' On, and Shelton recorded it with his wife, Gwen Stefani. It's a tough song to perform, Shelton said. It's a big vocal. I don't think Gwen and I have ever done anything that's super laid back. Everything we do really pushes us as singers. And obviously, Charles is an incredible vocalist. Anything he's a writer on, he puts that edge to it. It's a challenge, but I think the song is really well written, and we love the song. Shelton has had Heaven Sweet Home for years, but it never felt complete to him until he added Morgan. Years has also been around for years. Shelton and Anderson plan to collaborate on it in 2020, but the pandemic struck right now. Ruined it. Man, I wonder whatever happened to that song that I recorded with Blake. Shelton said, that was years and years ago. He probably thought I forgot about it. It's coming, John, I promise. Blake Shelton is opening up about the musical journey behind his latest project For Recreational Use, only a deeply personal and laid-back album that's already creating major buzz among country music fans. In an exclusive interview, Shelton shared his favorite collaborations on the record, revealing the heartfelt stories behind the music and the artists who helped bring his vision to life. After stepping back from The Voice and focusing more on family and his Oklahoma ranch, Shelton is back with a collection that he says reflects where he is in life today, relaxed, reflective, and reconnected with the roots of his sound. The album is packed with both lighthearted tracks and emotionally rich ballads, many of which feature some of his closest friends and musical inspirations. One of the most talked about tracks on For Recreational Use only is a duet with his wife Gwen Stefani, which Shelton describes as effortless and honest. The two have collaborated before, but Shelton says this one stands out for its authenticity and the chemistry they've built since marrying. Working with Gwen always feels right. He said she brings the spark that turns a good song into something unforgettable. We recorded it late one night, just the two of us in the studio, and there was something magic about it. Another standout collaboration is with country music icon George Strait. A dream come true for Shelton, who has long cited Strait as one of his biggest influences. Singing with George was surreal. Shelton said, "I grew up listening to his voice on the radio, and suddenly we're trading verses in the studio. It was a full circle moment, and one I'll never forget." Shelton also brought in a few unexpected names, including Post Malone, whose genre-blending style added a fresh twist to the album. Their collaboration started as a casual jam session on Shelton's porch and evolved into one of the most upbeat tracks on the record. People might not expect Blake Shelton and Post Malone on the same track, but it works. Shelton laughed, "We both love music that makes people feel good, and that's what this one does." Fans will also hear a reunion with longtime friend and fellow country star Trace Atkins, a partnership that has always struck a chord with audiences. Their voices blend naturally, and Shelton says there's a comfort and camaraderie that comes through on every line. "We've been through a lot in this business together," he said. "When we sing, it's like we're telling a story we both know by heart." The album's title, For Recreational Use, only captures the laid-back tone Shelton aimed for throughout the project. It's music meant to be enjoyed without overthinking. He said, "I wanted this to be the kind of album you play on the lake or at a backyard barbecue, just fun songs that make you feel something without trying too hard." Shelton also spoke about the creative process behind the album, noting that many of the songs were written or finalized during quiet evenings in Oklahoma, surrounded by nature and simplicity. "I was away from the chaos, and I think that let the songs breathe," he explained. "There's a kind of honesty that comes when you're not chasing radio hits or trends, you're just making music for the love of it." As for how he chose his collaborators, Shelton said it all came down to vibe. "I wanted to work with people who understand who I am musically and personally." He said, "Every artist on this album brings something real to the table, and you can hear that in every track." Beyond the big names, Shelton also highlighted rising artists he wanted to spotlight, giving them a platform to shine alongside a veteran like himself. "I remember what it was like trying to break into this industry, and if I can give someone a boost, I'm all for it," he said. "There's so much talent out there, and some of these newer voices blew me away." For Recreational Use only is more than just a music release for Shelton. It's a celebration of friendship, creativity, and the freedom to make music on his own terms. He's proud of every track and every collaboration and hopes fans will hear that joy when they listen. With the album now out and fans already choosing favorites, Shelton is taking it all in stride. There's no big tour planned just yet, but he hinted at a few surprise live shows this summer in unexpected places. "Maybe I'll just show up somewhere with my guitar and see what happens," he joked. That's the spirit of this album, just showing up, being real, and having fun. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to our American Idol YouTube channel for more updated news.